What's happening, everybody? All right, we got some action coming out of free agency. Earlier this morning, we had a report dropped by Adam Schefter. Former Chargers receiver Jaylen Gon is signing with the Las Vegas Raiders. Guyton becomes the second free agent wide receiver to land with the Raiders since the draft ended, joining former Cowboys receiver Michael Gallup. Guyton also will be reunited with his former Chargers and current Raiders GM Tom Telesco. And so I kind of want to touch on this, right? I want to kind of get some feedback from you guys, how you feel about the signing. We're going to grade the signing 1 through 10. We'll get into that. And I kind of want to take a look at a roster. Who is Guyton going to be battling with when it comes to this roster, and what do we want to watch out for? Because one of the biggest things when you get into that offseason is, what position battles do we want to pay attention to that will ultimately determine who makes this 53-man roster? And so we'll kind of get into all that. But before we do, if you can, please like this video, subscribe, turn those notifications. My next giveaway is at 3,000 subscribers. If you want to be a part of that, hit that subscribe button. I definitely appreciate it. Just my way of saying thank you and giving back to all you guys for the support that you've given to me thus far. And so let's break down Tyler Guyton real quick, right? My take on him, he's a 6'1", 210-pound fast receiver, right? He's got that top end speed. When he came into the league, I believe it was around 5 years ago. This will be his sixth season coming into the 2024 season. He's a 4.3 guy. He ran a 4.3 40. He can take the top off of a defense. He did go through some injuries over the last handful of years. And I think that's one of my biggest concerns with him is, I believe it was in 2022, he had an ACL injury. Last year, he had a groin injury that limited him through the majority of last year. So the injuries are definitely a concern. And so, and that's the hardest part, right? The best ability is availability. You got to be able to be on that field. And that's why the contract details haven't come out yet. But my assumption and what I hope is that we're only really looking at possibly maybe a 1 year kind of prove it deal, right? A 1 year deal that's maybe around 2 million. Got to remember, Michael Gallup signed a 1 year that is up to that with incentives and bonuses, he can earn up to 3 million. I do think Michael Gallup brings more to the table than Jaylen Guyton. So I'm hoping that it's around a 1 year, prove it deal, maybe maxes out at about 2 million. So let me know in the comments down below what you think the contract might look like, because I haven't seen the details come out yet. And so kind of as we go through with this, let's first take a look at Guyton and what his stats look like at the end of last season or throughout his career. So let's kind of take a look at the stats. In 2019 was his rookie year, first coming into the season, really didn't do much. 2020 had a pretty decent year. That was the COVID year, so it's really hard to gauge really how much progress he made there, but definitely increased his numbers. And then 2021 was the year that he really broke out. And you got to remember, there's Keenan Allen, there's Michael Williams on that squad. And so, he had to kind of work his way into the system, right? He had to make sure that he got at least took advantage of the opportunities that he was given. Averaging over 14 yards per catch and 3 touchdowns is a pretty good contribution when you're probably the number 3 or number 4 receiver. And so, but then again, in 2022 is when he had his injury. I believe it was an ACL injury. And then last year he had the groin injury. And so not a whole lot of stats to go off of. If he can put together a healthy season, there's a good chance that he can contribute. There's a good chance that he will make this 53-man roster. So let me know in the comments down below, do you think Jaylen Guyton is going to actually make this 53-man roster? Let me know in the comments down below if you think he's got a really good chance at doing so. And as you kind of let me know in the comments, let's take a look at the depth chart. Okay. And so this is where his competition is going to come into play. Obviously, we have Devonta Adams, Jacoby Myers, Michael Gallup, which we just signed. Those are going to be the top 3 guys kind of going, kind of that we will see on the field consistently. And then you got, right, they already have them up here on the depth chart. You got Jaylen Guyton sitting behind Devonta Adams. You got Trey Tucker, DJ Turner. The one guy, and where I think the competition is going to lie is going to be between Jaylen Guyton and Christian Wilkerson. I think that's where the true competition is going to lie, because I think Michael Gallup is a lock to make this 53-man roster. Again, same thing with Michael Gallup. You got to make sure that the injuries don't creep up on him again. But the way the signing, the amount of money that we're giving him, there's a really good chance that he is going to be a lock for this 53-man roster. So Jaylen Guyton, he's got to make sure that he can, one, stay healthy, and two, prove that he could be that deep threat, because that's what he brings to the table. You know, Michael Gallup is more of a possession guy now. He doesn't really have that speed to take the top off the defense, but Jaylen Guyton better be able to show that he has that top end speed to be able to beat coverage downfield, to kind of open up the entire field so that Devonta Adams, Jacoby Myers, Michael Gallup, Brock Bowers, you know, those guys can basically live underneath and catch those passes basically under 25 yards. And so that's what we really need. And that's one thing we didn't address in the draft, is adding more speed to this roster in this wide receiver room. And that's what Jaylen Guyton, I think, can bring to the table. Again, if he stays healthy, he's got to show that he could take the top off the defense and stretch that defense out, so a lot of our other stud receivers can kind of do work and eat underneath that 25-yard threshold. So, you know, that's kind of where I take this. I think it's going to be a battle. I think at the end of the day, we're going to see some good competition. I think that Jaylen Guyton is going to have to battle his way with guys like Christian Wilkerson, because Christian Wilkerson's got a battle too. He was on our squad last year, really didn't prove too much. And so this is going to be a really good offseason to see kind of how these second string, these bottom tier guys in the receiver room, how are they going to battle out and find themselves a spot on this 53-man roster. So let me know in the comments down below, guys. Let me know what you think. Let's rate this pick right now. Rate it from 1 to 10, 1 being absolutely horrible, 10 being the best pickup you could ever imagine. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. In my opinion, I give this a 7. The reason why I give it a 7 is because, one, it fits a need. We do need to establish more speed on the field. I think he was one of the best available when it comes to free agency. And I think he's going to push. I think he's going to provide some competition. Again, if he can stay healthy, I think he may do a good job of providing some competition in this locker room, and really pushing some of these guys like Michael Gallup, like Christian Wilkerson, even a DJ Turner. Force them to play at the top of their game and prepare, because they know someone's going to be on their heels to take their roster spot on this 53-man roster. So again, guys, let me know in the comments down below what you think. I think it's another decent signing that's going to add some competition. So I appreciate it. Again, like this video, subscribe, turn on those notifications. I'm doing, again, my next giveaway, 3,000 subscribers. So if you want to be included in that, go ahead and be a subscriber. It's my way of saying thank you, and I appreciate all you guys for viewing and subscribing. And so this wraps up this video. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys on the next one. I'm out.